It was a freezing night in December, the last night of the year. The world outside was covered in darkness, and the clock had just struck midnight. Sitting alone in my dimly lit room, I could feel exhaustion taking over me. My eyes, heavy with sleep, struggled to stay open as I stared at the old books scattered around me. These books contained forgotten wisdom, knowledge from the past, and secrets long buried in time. But none of them could provide me with the comfort I so desperately needed. My heart ached with sorrow, for I had lost the most precious person in my life, Lenore. She had been my love, my everything, and now she was gone forever. As I sat in silence, lost in my grief, a faint sound interrupted my thoughts. A soft, almost hesitant tapping came from my door, as if someone was gently knocking. My heart leaped in my chest. Who could be visiting at this late hour? I tried to calm myself, whispering, "It is only a visitor, nothing more." But the fear in me refused to leave. Every sound that night filled me with unease, making my pulse race faster. Once again I reassured myself, just a visitor, and stood up from my chair. Taking a deep breath, I walked toward the door and called out, "Forgive me for making you wait so long. I was nearly asleep, and your knock was so soft that I barely heard it." I hesitated for a moment before opening the door, but when I finally did, I found nothing but darkness. No figure stood outside, no visitor awaited me, only the cold, empty night stretched before me. Peering into the darkness, 1,000 thoughts ran through my mind. Was it my imagination playing tricks on me? Or was it something far worse? I whispered into the night, "Lenore?" hoping, praying for a response. To my horror, an eerie echo repeated back to me, "Lenore." Then silence. Shaking with unease, I stepped back inside, closing the door behind me. I tried to convince myself that I had imagined it all, that grief had clouded my senses. But before I could gather my thoughts, the tapping sound returned, this time even louder. However, the sound was not coming from the door. It was coming from my window. "It must be the wind," I muttered, trying to steady my nerves. Still, I felt compelled to investigate. Perhaps, if I faced whatever was causing this disturbance, my heart would finally find peace. Slowly, I walked to the window and unlatched it. As soon as I did, a large black raven swept into the room. Without hesitation, it flew past me and perched itself on a white statue above my door. The statue was of Pallas, the goddess of wisdom. The bird sat there in silence, unmoving, watching me. Overcoming my initial shock, I let out a small smile. "Tell me, what is your name?" I asked, not expecting an answer. To my amazement, the raven responded in a deep, croaking voice, "Nevermore." I stared in disbelief. Had I really just heard that? The bird had spoken the words so clearly, so perfectly, that I could not deny it. But surely, the word had no true meaning. After all, what could a mere bird understand about life, sorrow, or loss? It was just a strange coincidence, nothing more. The raven remained still, its dark eyes fixed on me. I sighed and murmured, "All those I have loved have left me. My hope has faded away. In the morning, you too will fly away, and I will be alone again." But as if understanding my words, the bird croaked once more, "Nevermore." A chill ran down my spine. Was this bird mocking me? Or was it trying to tell me something? The thought unsettled me, yet I could not look away. I convinced myself that the bird must have learned this word from a former master. Perhaps someone as lonely and sorrowful as I was. I pulled a chair in front of the bird and sat down. I studied its eyes, those dark, burning eyes that seemed to pierce through my very soul. What did it mean by saying nevermore? The more I thought about it, the more painful memories flooded my mind. I found myself staring at the chair, remembering how Lenore had once sat there. She would never sit there again. She was lost to me forever. A heavy sadness weighed on my heart. "I must forget her," I whispered. "I must let go of my grief." But the raven simply replied, "Nevermore." Desperation took hold of me. I looked at the bird and cried out, "Tell me, creature of the night, whether you are a messenger of heaven or a demon from the storm. Tell me, will my broken heart ever heal?" The raven croaked, "Nevermore." Tears burned my eyes as I begged, "By God above us, tell me, does my beloved Lenore rest among the angels in paradise?" But once again, the raven gave the same cruel answer, "Nevermore." That was the final blow. My patience shattered. My sorrow turned into anger. Enough, I shouted. Go back to the darkness you came from. Return to the storm, and leave me in peace. Take your lies and your evil words and disappear. Do not leave a single trace of your presence behind. You have caused me enough torment. Leave. But the raven did not move. It remained perched above my door, its dark presence looming over me. It watched me with its glowing eyes unshaken by my rage. And so the bird still sits there. It has not left. It has not spoken another word. Its eyes burn like those of a demon lost in a nightmare. The light from my lamp casts a shadow on the floor. A long, dark shadow that reaches toward me. And I know, with a terrible certainty, that my soul will never escape that shadow. Never, never more.